All right, Deke, man. So now we got to talk these wide receivers, baby. The wide receiver list is officially out. Shout out to the homie Jeremy Fowler once again coming through with the content. Y'all know we like our content like this, baby. So we got the wide receiver list, top 10 NFL wide receivers with, I think it's 6 honorable mentions again for this one, right? It looked like a lot of honorable mentions on this list, but around I
think we got a little more.
It might say 6, 7, right? It was a good amount of names over here. If you count them up,
looks like 9.
9. So we got the top 19 wide receivers, and this is voted by NFL executives, GMs, coaches. We always like to give that caveat, and we always like to say all pro versus Pro Bowl. That's how we view this list. This is a significant list. So without further ado, Deke, what you got for me, man? You going 1 to 10, 10 to 1, then we going honorables? How we want to do it, man?
We'll go 10 to 1.
All right, 10 to 1. Do we do honorables afterwards?
We'll do honorables afterwards.
All
AJ Brown, Tennessee Titans at number 10.
If he's at 10, this list is about to be crazy.
There's a lot of good receivers in the league.
This list is about to be crazy.
DK Metcalf, Seattle Seahawks at number 9.
Respect. I can see. Ooh. Now, do you like DK over AJ though?
That's a tough call.
We'll get to it.
That's a tough
call. We'll get to it.
Michael Thomas, New Orleans Saints, number 8.
Yeah, coming off of injuries. Yeah.
Mike Evans, Tampa Bay Bucks, number 7.
Coming off of a Super Bowl. Yeah.
Keenan Allen, LA Chargers, number 6.
Super underrated, as always.
Julio Jones, Titans at number 5. Tyreek Hill, KC Chiefs at 4.
That boy fast.
Stephon Diggs, Buffalo Bills, number 3.
Let's go, Buffalo.
DeAndre Hopkins, AZ Cardinals at number 2. And then Devontae Adams at number 1, Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not surprised by that, but I like that.
And then the honorable mentions.
Uh-oh. Because you said it's 9 of them.
9. Calvin Ridley, Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Allen Robinson, Chicago Bears.
Okay.
Odell, Cleveland Browns. Justin Jefferson, Minnesota Vikings.
Justin, ooh, you're right. He wasn't in the top. Ooh.
Cooper Kupp, LA Rams.
Okay.
Chris Godwin, Tampa Bay Bucks. Adam Thielen, Minnesota Vikings. Terry McLaurin, Washington
Scary
Football
Terry.
Team. Jarvis Landry, Cleveland Browns. So there's a couple things.
Hold on. Read those honorable mentions again. You said it was 9 names. I was listening for a couple of names. I didn't hear them. I think I missed it. Go ahead, read them again. The 9 one, yeah. The honorable mention ones.
I'll go the opposite way this time. Jarvis Landry, Terry McLaurin, Adam Thielen, Chris Godwin, Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Odell Beckham, Allen Robinson, and Calvin Ridley.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is interesting. This is interesting. I think my first thing is just the fact that Justin Jefferson isn't in the top 10.
Who you taking out though? That's the problem.
That's tough, but for me,
I don't know if you could take anyone out.
See, I feel like
the best case to take someone out, if you're going right off last year, is Michael Thomas. But his body of work is incredible.
His body of work is there. So for me, I was going to make the case for Justin Jefferson. In my mind, I'm flirting with DK off, Justin at 10, AJ Brown at 9.
Okay.
That's kind of, and like DK being at 11, like Justin at 14, I think that's crazy. He was at 14, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess those are in order. I guess they
it's
are.
It's not alphabetical. We've identified that. That's my thing, man. I just feel like Justin was electric, man. You saw what the dude did, man. He could ball out, man. Home run capability, make possession plays, understands how to run routes, combat catches. Like, love his game, man. Love his game.
I'm with you in that.
Oh man,
I think you can make the case.
It would be hard too,
I know.
man.
So I mean, you can make the case for him at top 10 or 11. I think he should at least be number 1 in the honorable mentions.
Very true.
He should be
very true.
Worst case 11.
Very true. I do.
If you want to throw him top 10, you want to bump a dude off. Okay, that's probably just personal preferences. That's how I feel about basically this whole list. I don't have any outrage towards it in terms of their order in the top 10. I'd probably put Mike Evans over Keenan Allen. I'd probably put Allen a little bit down.
See,
I'd maybe put him in like that 8 or 9 range.
See, I like Keenan in that 5-6 range. I think that that's consistently where he's been because he is a very consistent player. But I always feel like he doesn't get the same level of like respect, or he's never talked about in the same vein as some of the elite top tier guys. But it's like his numbers match up with them. You watch him play, he gets open.
definitely.
He's very savvy. He's a productive player, man.
injuries has been his biggest downfall, and I just think probably with the other guys, they give you more of that big playability, that stuff that's going to make the highlights.
Yeah.
But you're right, Keenan Allen's really consistent, especially in terms of like his receptions and his sure hands.
And you know, like, okay, if it's possession downs, that's where you're going with the ball. He's going to catch it. He's going to get open. Like, he understands that, and he does it consistently. Michael Thomas, he should be way higher on the list, but we know he's coming off of a down year. He was hurt.
Yeah.
That's the big knock on him.
What do you think of the top three? I actually like the top three. You could put them in whatever order you want. Devontae Adams 1, DeAndre Hopkins 2, Stephon Diggs 3.
You know how I'm doing it.
You putting Diggs 1?
No, I'm going Hop 1, Diggs 2, Devontae 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think either way.
I can't do Diggs. I want to do Diggs at 1. I would love Diggs at 1, but I just feel like Hopkins is just like, he's a specimen, bro, and he's been doing it longer too. And that's my other thing. Whereas Diggs, he's been a really good player, but he really took off last year, right? That was like the perfect storm with him and Josh Allen.
Like, he needs to do it again.
Right. Whereas with DeAndre, we've seen him do that in Houston countless times with not even Deshaun at quarterback. He's done it with some of everybody at quarterback. So that's why I would put DeAndre at 1. I like Devontae's game a ton. Devontae Adams we're talking about, but I just think that based on how well Diggs played last year, it's hard for me to put him ahead of him, man. Like, it was just crazy. That dude was on a mission, man. It was special.
Yeah, he did lead the league in receiving yards, right?
It was special, man.
How many? Devontae had a ton of touchdowns, though, didn't he? How many did he have? I'm not 100% sure right off the bat. Let me check.
Yeah, because for Diggs had 127 catches, 1,535 yards with 166 targets. So he was cooking, and that was his first year, like you said, with them. They said he produced.
Okay, Devontae had 18 touchdowns. That's what it was. Favor.
Yeah,
because Diggs has the more receptions. You said 120 something.
Yeah, 127 catches and 1,535 yards.
Yeah, so he's got 200 more receiving yards, like 10 more receptions. Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's the thing for Adams. How many
touchdowns did Diggs end with last year? Can you check that for me, please?
It's got to be like 9 or 10, right?
Yeah, I thought he was in that double-digit range as well. They actually didn't have the touchdowns. I'm like, you got everything else but the touchdowns.
All right, so his touchdowns, he had 8. So pretty close.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Devontae has the touchdowns.
Yeah.
Diggs has the receptions and receiving yards. Yeah. Depends on what you prefer.
When they said that was it next gen stats for Diggs, man, 20.3 receptions or produced receptions above expected, right? So I'm assuming that's some type of stat they have about when you expected to catch it or not. And they said by far had the highest clip in the NFL for that. Next gen stats, whatever that means. So go for that. Take that for what you want to take it. But either way, I like it. All right.
Tyreek Hill at 4, Julio at 5.
Tyreek Hill, man, I've
good with that.
enjoyed watching his development as a receiver too, bro. He went from like one trick pony to now they use him a little bit more. He runs a little bit more routes now. It's not just the vertical. I like it.
Whereas Mike Wallace for us,
just the vertical. Vertical.
I was really hoping, man. I was really hoping because there were some games he would just put up absurd numbers, and he looked like a really good all around receiver, but it looked like a lot of verticals and a lot of just like button hooks.
That's it.
Kind
vertical
of his routes
and stop routes,
or a slant, I guess, but. The more intricate routes he wasn't really running.
But it is funny though, man, seeing how Andy Reid, like I like how he utilizes Tyreek, bro. Like he find ways, okay, we're going to run drag routes. We're going to do it over. We're going to do a whip route where you sprint as fast as you can inside and then stop on a dime and burst outside. Doesn't take a ton of footwork in terms of route running ability because Tyreek... What the heck was that?
You got an ad?
I'm about to say, man, whatever that was, right? But Tyreek, by no stretch of the imagination, is he an elite route runner, right? We're not saying that. But when you scheme him and let him use his speed and his agility that he does have to get him open the way that Andy Reid does, that's why he's able to be this productive as a wide receiver exclusively, man. So I like him at 4 a lot. I wouldn't put him higher than that, though, but I like him.
No, that's why I think the top 3 is good, whatever order.
Now, how do you feel about Julio? Because I feel like with Julio... he's a little high on this.
I could see someone bumping him down a little bit.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he wasn't the healthiest. He's not coming off of a crazy year. Now, we know Julio was Julio. We got that. But based on, just the spirit of the list.
Yeah, I'd actually, those are the 2 names then. It'd be Julio and Keenan Allen I would bump down a little bit. But I'm still good with the top 10 list.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to put Justin Jefferson in there and take someone out, that's about the only disagreement I have with the players.
I feel like Justin
you could argue about the order a little bit, but man, There's a lot of really good receivers in the league right now.
Now, how do you feel about no Juju,
Oh,
no
that
Chase
was the
Claypool,
next thing, yeah.
no Deontay Johnson as an honorable mention? These are 19 wide receivers that they've named and listed on this list, and we don't have Chase, Deontay, or Juju up here.
I think they should definitely. I don't want to sound biased, but I'm going to do it anyway. I think they should all at least be in the honorable mention here. I think they're all better than Jarvis Landry. I think he's a little overrated. Chris Godwin had a down year. Cooper Kupp, I think he only had like 900-something yards. So I just feel like those dudes, the problem is with Deontay, he had the drops. I think Claypool.
He led the league in drops too.
Yeah, Claypool with his rookie season last year, I don't know.
Hit a wall,
I don't know what it was, but I think his production should have been better. So maybe I am talking from a place that like I got to see these dudes play game in and game out. I know what their potential is, and I think it's higher than at least half of these dudes on the honorable mention list. So
and what about Juju?
They're just gonna have to. Yeah, Juju. I mean, that's the thing with Juju. I think he's capped in terms of potential whenever you face him off against Deontay and Claypool.
Okay.
But you want to talk about consistency? I think he's. I think he's better than Jarvis Landry. I do. I think he's up there with like Cooper Kupp. But I actually think like Claypool and Deontay have the higher ceiling. Yeah, I think they could be better than those guys.
Yeah, I agree, man. If we were doing this list and we were basing it solely on the potential, I feel like for a fact Deontay and Chase should be up here. The only reason why I'm not like outraged, like how when we talked about the cornerback position, when we talked about was it outside linebacker, I think was, or edge rushers, right? We talked about them as well. Like, is because with Deontay, the drops, when you lead the league in drops and you're not an all-pro, you're not T.O., you're not Julio, because we've seen Julio have some drop issues. We've seen T.O. lead the league in drops, but they were so dominant that you kind of overlooked it. With Deontay, that was the difference with him last year. So even though we fully anticipate him balling out and should be on this list next season, right now, I'm just like, I would have a hard time putting him up there to take off Jarvis. Because Jarvis, even though Jarvis I don't think is as good of a player, Jarvis has been the way more consistent player, and he's done it way longer. So that's, for me, one of the reasons why I still can't put Deontay up there. Now, when we talk about Chase, the rookie wall or whatever happened in the middle of the season is the biggest reason why Chase isn't up here, because he finished the year great. The week 17 performance he put on against Cleveland, absolutely loved it. We loved it.
Yeah, even in the wildcard game, he had 2 touchdowns. It was just like 70 yards or something like that. He had
this like 4-game stretch where he just kind of disappeared. And because remember, we were talking about him in the race for Rookie of the Year. Or we were saying, who's the better wide receiver, him or Justin Jefferson? Because he had more touchdowns, Jefferson had more yardage. And we were like, well, you know, both of these guys are crazy impactful, but it was like we just stopped using them, or whatever happened, whatever went on.
And then there was occasions in second half of these games where he would get targeted in big spots. He'd make a play. We're like, what the fuck? Like, why weren't we using him in the first half?
Exactly, man. So as frustrating as that was, I think that's the other reason why he doesn't make it. Because I'm like, I could easily make the case that he should be up here instead of maybe a Cooper Kupp. But now Cooper has done it for a long time, but it's like, Chase, man, you saw what Chase was. Chase is capable of being dominant, not just
top 5 receiver,
right? Because Cooper is a good player, but we don't ever think Cooper is going to be a top 5 receiver. We don't think he's ever going to grow into that. Chase has that potential, and that's why I think, you know, we were so frustrated about him not being out there, not being utilized, or being a focal point. But hopefully, with Matt Canada, that changes, because we definitely need that to change, baby.
You know what I'm actually thinking right off the bat? Could we be seeing? This is what I would like to see. Chase Claypool being like a better version of like Adam Thielen.
Oh,
and then we have Deontay Johnson. He's probably not going to he's not going to be a better version. Yeah, maybe Diggs, but not a better version than Jefferson, but like almost like in that Justin Jefferson role. Getting those possession catches, making people miss. That's what we need. Yeah. That's what we need for the long-term answer for the Steelers' future at receiver.
So this time next year, we should have multiple players on this list.
I think so. I think they should have at least put one of the. Here's the problem: is like, who do you put on?
Who do you take off?
Because you could, for the Steelers, I think you could have put any of those 3 on. I just would have at least like to see that. Who is it? Could it be Juju just because he's got maybe a little more name recognition?
What about John Brown? Why he ain't on the list? Man, he been balling out. He did his thing. What about Emmanuel Sanders? He did his thing. You know. Yeah. Well, Cole Beasley. Huh? Shout out to Mark Cuban. What about Cole? No Buffalo love, no Steelers love. What's going on here, man?
You got Diggs.
You right. I was trying to throw him up at the top.
See, like if they would have put Juju on, I'd have been like, all right, cool. They would put Deontay, I'd have been cool.
Yeah.
Claypool, cool. Just give me one Steeler at least. Damn it.
We just want one. That ain't too much to ask for. Just one.
Yeah, because I think, I mean, even Beckham, him getting hurt and stuff, but we know who Beckham is. Like he's a top 10 receiver when healthy. Yeah.
But wouldn't AJ Green be in that conversation too when healthy?
He's up there though. He's getting up there in age. I don't think
he's what 30. Is he 32?
He didn't have
32.
his. Like he didn't. Yeah, the problem was he didn't have as good of a season last year.
But he's out in AZ now, though, man.
He is. How many games did he play? I think he played a full schedule last year.
But I said he's out in AZ.
I'm saying, what's your guess? I think he only had like 700 or 800 yards.
Shoot, I don't even remember him playing for like that.
Oh, 523.
Yeah, he was down. It was down year, man.
Yeah, 523.
Did he play a full season? Was it full 16?
Yep.
Wow.
16 games. They only chartered him for 14 starts, though. Hold on. I'm actually
How many
interested.
snaps?
I was going to say, I'm actually
pull up the
interested
advanced stats. Yeah.
Snaps. A lot of snaps. But Burrow went down midway through.
True.
You could point to that. But he was playing a lot. Like 60%, 70, 79, 80s.
Wow. Are we looking
90s, 70s? Early on with Burrow, yeah.
Yeah. Then after that, it changed.
Yeah, Burrow, he was getting targets. And then, you could see because he was in double digits with Burrow.
Yeah,
and then
10,
all of a sudden it got
12,
down to single digits.
It was a 1-target game, a 7. Oh, man.
He's putting up goose eggs second half of the season.
Oh, that's tough. Man, it's all right. No go on AJ right now. But we're going to see what he look like with Kyler, man.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess he should probably be a better version of Fitzgerald out there, at least.
Yeah.
At this point in his career.
Should be.
Him with Hopkins. Whoever the third. I don't know if they still have Christian Kirk.
Yeah, he's still out there.
James Conner.
That's all you need, man.
Pittsburgh West.
That's all you need.
Yeah, I think we both agree. I'm not like completely outraged they don't have Juju or any of the receivers because I can understand the argument, but I also feel like there's an argument where it's like, okay, I see these guys' potential. And I guess we'll just have to wait for the end of next season for the next list. But they should be on it if everything goes how it's supposed to.
So we'll give them a break on this one then.
I guess I'm a little. Just give me one. Like I said, just give me one Steeler in the honorable mentions.
Just give us one. Dig it.
Like you can put Juju over Cup, I think, or over Landry for sure. And he has the more name recognition over Claypool and Deontay. So I could see them putting Juju. At least put Juju. But maybe, I don't know, maybe execs or coaches don't feel the same way around the league. I don't know.
Well, they just need to listen to us and then they'll know.
Sure.